Hey everybody, how are you? It's your friend Rabbi Bregman. We're checking in right now today for episode 12 in the Mesilas Yesharim series, Path of the Just. We're up to video number 12, learning the Ramchal, Rabbi Moshe Chaim Luzzatto's classic work, Mesilas Yesharim. In this video, in the 12th installment, we're going to work in the Sefer, in the book, in chapter 3. In Hebrew, that's called Perek Gimel. Now we're starting here. This is a new chapter. So for those of you who haven't seen the other earlier videos in this series, you can go and check them out on YouTube. They're on my Facebook page. Should be in a playlist on YouTube. You'll find them. You can catch up. But we're starting over here. It's called Bechelke Hazehirus. We're speaking about a midah, a character trait called zehirus, about being careful, about being zahir, about being watchful as to what you do, how you act, your deeds, and the like, because we're trying to climb the path to spiritual perfection. So here we go. So here's what the Ramchal says. He says, a person who wants to be zahir, you want to be watchful, you want to be careful, you want to be mindful. That's a common word today, mindfulness. People want to be mindful. You want to be cognizant of how you're living and what you're doing. You need to take two things into consideration, he says. Number one, you need to take into account what constitutes the true good. What's the real good in life? Toiv ha'amiti, okay, that a person should be going after. And second, you also have to consider, and this is part of one, then you have to consider what is the true evil, what is ra, what is bad, what is evil that a person should run away from and flee like it's a fire. So you have to figure out what's a true good you should be going after, and then the true evil that you should be running away from. And step two is you have to consider your actions and see, do they belong to this category or that category? Sounds pretty simple? Well, we know in real life, it's easier to express than to actually do, but you have to know what is a true good, what is bad, where do we want to go, where do we want to avoid. Then you should ask yourself, the actions that I take, are they in this category or this category? Now the Ramchal goes on to say, now this has two subdivisions. It's not just subdivision one, I'm not sure what I should do right now, I got a choice in front of me, and will this decision get me closer to the goal or further from it? It's not just that. He says, obviously, he writes over here that when there is a question of performing a specific action, yeah, you should be thinking about that. He says, but even when there's not such a question in front of you, you should bring before yourselves a remembrance of your deeds in general. And they should be weighed in these kind of scales, of these kind of criteria, to determine, are they in this category or not? And then he says, but it's not even just that basic at all. He says, because sometimes, even within the category of good deeds we do, we might find that they have some flaws, some imperfections. And we're going to want to basically make good decisions and uproot the flaws even within our good deeds as well. And he quotes over here from the Talmud, that one place the Talmud says a person should examine their deeds, and another place the Talmud says a person should feel their deeds. So what does it mean, examine? What does it mean to feel? How do you examine a deed? How do you feel a deed? What does it mean? So the Ramchal explains, examine your deeds basically is, are they in category A or the category B? Is the choice I want to make, the decision, the consequences that should flow from it, are they going to get me further or closer? That's examine. But feel actually has to do with a very refined approach to analyzing the deeds to see if there's any bit of them that's imperfect. For example, let's say you're the kind of person who has money and you like to give tzedakah. You like to give charity. You're a charitable person. That's huge. That's a major Jewish value. God wants that for you. It's an important thing. But you give charity, you're in category A. The good category, you're involved in deeds, that's that. But if a little bit you're doing it maybe to get honor, recognition, you want people to think you're a hotshot, that's something you have to feel in those deeds as well. And then the Ramchal keeps going through this, and he says, I see a need for a person to carefully examine his ways and to weigh them daily in the manner of the great merchants. He's talking about business people now, who constantly evaluate all their undertakings so that they shouldn't make a miscalculation. The Ramchal says a person should set aside definitive times, specific definitive times, to actually review your ledgers of your deeds and your activities. And he says that a person who does so will find that this yields rich returns. Okay? So that was the basic core message of the Ramchal that I wanted to give over to you today. Give my Sefer a little kiss, and I'll conclude with a few thoughts for myself. A lot of us know what we want, and we have a clarity, we have a vision. Many people are completely lost. This video is not for them right now. If you do know what is right, what is wrong, what is good, what Hashem wants for you, you think you understand your mission in life, and in your spiritual, and certainly in your professional, and in your eternal, let's say you're clear. It's very, very easy to know the big picture, but get lost in the day-to-day. I have been working on this Sefer, the Ramchal, the Mesilas Yesharim, for about 20 years now, and trying to do this on a regular basis. I'll tell you one practice that I do, I myself, every day, which actually fits very well with this. Every day, when I wake up in the morning, I write down what are my goals, what are my end goals, where do I want to be, what is the true good, the toiv ha'amiti, as he called it, that it applies for me. Obviously, that has to do with being the best Jew, Torah observant person I can be, the best father, the best everything I could be in life, in every single category. You can imagine all the categories. And then I have other goals, financial goals and spiritual goals and economic goals and goals on impact and personal contribution. So it's not just knowing necessarily what is a mitzvah, what is a commandment you should do, and what is an avera, what is a sin to stay away. But you have to get very clear on all of the things that's toiv ha'amiti for you. What is the true good? But then you have to make sure that your days are lined up to correspond. See, what happens is a lot of us think we have first of all, we have a vague idea of what we want. We're not clear. We don't write it down on paper every day. And even if we do think we know what we want, our days are filled with activities that are not getting us any further to the end goal, what we want. And then we wonder why we're not happy and our lives never seem to be improving, okay? So I know that when I write down in the morning my goals, professionally and spiritually and familially and every different aspect, I know when I write that down, I'm able to look through my day on a regular basis, and I see how that corresponds. So if one of my children wants to learn Torah with me, corresponds. When I'm serving my matchmaking clients of elite and discreet matchmaking, that's connected to one of my goals. Making this video is connected to some of my Torah dissemination goals. You get it? You get the idea? And then you can loop back. But if your daily activities are not connected to the long-term goal, you're not going to be happy. You're not going to be successful. So what the Ramchal saying over here and doing this on a regular basis yields rich returns. I'm living proof. The Ramchal's words don't need proof, but I'm telling you, it works spiritually, materially, familially, physically, your health, across the board. Anyway, that's how he says we should make good decisions, those that will be proud of in the next world, those that will serve us well in this world. Hope you enjoyed this clip. Please hit the share button if you can, and spread the word to other people so we can all learn Torah and wisdom together. If you don't yet have a copy of Mesilas Yesharim, Path of the Just, this copy is like 20 years old, but get even a newer edition. Pick it up. It's great. Enjoy the videos in this series. My name is Rabbi Shlomo Zalman Bregman of the Jewish Executive Learning Network and BregmanSuccess.com. Also, I'm the founder of the Elite and Discreet Matchmaking Service. Let's keep learning Torah together, growing and being our best in every facet of life. Be in touch if I could be of help to you. We'll see you the next time. Bye.